Hey guys, welcome back. As you know, I've had a load of problems with the electrics on my Rascal. As you can see behind me, got wires going everywhere, all at the back as well, and I haven't even actually been able to get it started even. And today I've been focusing on trying to get it started, and it's been an absolute nightmare, to be honest. So I've been routing through and sorting out all the cables, working out where they all go. And initially I thought that the coil had failed, so I've changed it over to the old one that I took out because I know that worked. But I'm still having starting issues, and the headlights were staying on originally, but now they're not, because I figured out what the problem was with that. The problem actually lay here with this ground connection, because somebody had connected this cable to it. Now I've discovered that these are the rear fog lights, these two, and they're the same on this one here. This is for the rear fog lights as well. So why it was connected as a ground, I've no idea, because that didn't work. That's why I was having the light staying on. It was flattening the battery. I've looked at this diagram a lot and I've figured most of it out. So I've got to take this out and fix this wiring. I'm going to have to rewire these with some new cable, because it's a mess obviously with all of these bits connected to it. And this is like the main harness, so up to here is very good, it's fine, no problems. But it's when it gets further into here, it's like a spaghetti junction. You know, it's connecting like the other light here and stuff, and it shouldn't be doing that. So the problems with the starting issue I found, and I think is linked to the fuel pump, which is actually located here. And I'm now noticing that the fuel filter is pretty much empty, and this just stays on all the time, which I'll give a demonstration about in a second. It just stays on all the time now, and it doesn't seem to be drawing any fuel in from the tank, so it will start and stop straight away. It's taken me ages to work this out because I have no idea really what I'm doing, but looking at the diagrams, I'm starting to understand where the cables go and why they go where they go. I'm just going to give a quick demonstration as to what actually happens when I start it. So this is what you hear. It is supposed to do that to bring in the actual fuel, but it's supposed to stop when it pressurizes, and you know, it just doesn't. It just keep on and on and on. And as you can see, this is not filling up, it's not drawing any fuel in, so I think the fuel pump has failed, and that's why I can't get it to run. So this is what happens when I try to start it. There you go. So it will start, and then it will just immediately cut out and die, and it has to be that now, because I have been through everything and I'm pretty sure everything is working as it should be. So I'm going to stick a new one of them on order, and hopefully then I'll be able to get the thing running again. And then I can go through the rest of the wiring down here and actually put it right. I'm going to try and wire in a junction box for the lights, I think, and that will be a nicer fitting, I think, around here. I think it'd be better than the original, because it'll all be waterproof and won't get all corroded. So in other news, as you know, I have bought a new set of wheels for it, and I've got a new piece of glass. I've sourced a new piece of glass. It's not brand new, it's used, but that'll go in the cab. I'll quickly show you that. Here's the glass that I actually went and picked up. I had to drive 300 miles, actually further. It was probably about 500 there and back to Norfolk, and pick this up for 40 quid. I don't know what all this is, but I think a lot of it will clean up, it'll come off. You know, it's in pretty good condition. There's a few scratches and scuffs and stuff, but I mean, it's used. I don't think you can get a new piece. That will definitely improve things like wind and rain getting into the cab and things like that. I spent a few extra minutes today getting to know some of the electrics. For example, where all of the lights fit at the back. So you've got the brake lights, you've got the indicators, the side lights, the reversing lights, things like that. And they've been wired really terribly. So I figured out where everything goes now, and it's all working as it should. Now all I've got to do is rewire the actual lenses, you know, the actual lights themselves, and then I can reconnect them, and it should completely clear up the wiring harness at the rear here. So I'll quickly show you what I've done. So now I'm pleased to say that I now know what everything does and where everything should be, which is fantastic. This is what's been causing all of the problems on this, really. As you can see, somebody spliced all this in, and I don't really see why they've done it. I thought that you'd probably only need, you know, a positive and a negative, to be honest, but maybe I'm completely way off. But anyway, that's going for now. I'm going to have it wired in professionally at another time, I should imagine. So this one is for the left light cluster. This is for fog light. Down here, well, these ones here, both of these are for the number plate lights. This is for the right light cluster. This is for the reverse lights, and this is the other fog light, which is fantastic now that I know where everything goes. And I've now taken these off, as you can see, and you can see the terrible connections. Like, for example, this had actually come apart, which is probably what was causing one of the big problems that I had earlier. Because, well, if you look closely, you can see, look, somebody just spliced all of the cables together, just wound them together, and that's not good. You can see again here, somebody actually bridged this one. I don't know why, but that's what they've done. And now I know, like, this is supposed to go where that white one is. There is actually the same color cable there, so I'm gonna have to change all of these, and just, you know, I'm gonna resolder the actual connections, you know, inside, resolder it, a new cable, and then probably source some new ones of these, and then they'll just connect directly to the proper wiring harness. Same goes with the reversing light cluster. You know, the negative, I think it's supposed to ground to it itself, because there is actually a metal piece, but it's absolutely corroded to hell. But you can see there's like a lump just there, and that was where it was, and I didn't know that originally, which is why this connector's on here, because I had it connected somewhere else. And yeah, big mess. But now I know what I'm doing to some degree, and hopefully I can get this all sorted. This ground here as well, that's very terrible. It's temporary. I'm going to probably grind this back here so that it's just solid, you know, just metal, and then ground it directly to here, so then it's, you know, to metal, and that should theoretically be fine, and I won't have any problems then. I have one final question for someone who knows a bit more about these things than I do. In here there is this thing. I don't know what this is. Let's see if I can get the camera in. This, I'm not sure how to say where it's located. I think that's the carburetor, is it? Probably not, I'm not sure. But yeah, you can see this thing, right? This is wired to this cable. This red cable comes off it, and it just keeps on going and going and going. Let me find the rest of it. And it goes to nowhere, and it never has gone to anywhere, and I'm not sure why it exists. The black and white cable apparently is for the harness. It's just the same as this one. This one actually goes into the fuel pump, but I'm not sure as to the purpose of this at all, and I don't, like I say, I still don't actually know what this is. I can't find it in the wiring diagram, so I don't know what I'm looking for a start. The markings on it don't give me any indication as to what it's for either. So if anybody knows what that is, if you could please let me know in the comments, that'd be really helpful. And just basically, do I even need this cable? There's no purpose for it that I can see at the moment, but maybe there is, and that's maybe why it's not starting. What I am going to do whilst I'm here is I'm going to undo this shielding that's on here and just see how this is spliced together, or if it's even spliced together. So this is what it's like without that shielding on it, and somebody's used some shrink wrap onto here, which is fine, but I don't know still as to why this exists and why there's a big red power lead coming off it. Very strange. I think obviously this is supposed to be, I mean, this is black and white and this is black and white. I think they were supposed to go together originally, but now there's a red wire coming off it. It was obviously there to power something else, but like I say, I don't know what it was used for, and if it's supposed to even be there, to be honest. There's a lot of areas that have cables running from them that obviously once had a use, but there's no use anymore. For example, the fuel pump here, it's if I pull back this, it's just spliced together again here, and yeah, it's just, well, blank. It doesn't go anywhere, so I don't know what the purpose of these things are. If somebody could let me know in the comments, maybe get in touch and just walk me through a few bits and pieces, that would be really great. So just to keep things neat for now, I'm just going to cable tie this up out of the way before I remove it, because I'm not, like I say, I'm not sure what it's there for. And that will just stay up here somewhere out of the way until I can fix it. So this was a little update video basically to let you know what I was up to and how things were going. To be honest, they haven't been going well. It's been nearly 3 weeks since I uploaded any content, and this is why, because I'm just stuck in a nightmare with wiring, and I feel like I can't move on with the project until I get this thing at least running, and I can get it on the road, and then I can move it about. Then I can do the next parts that I need to do, which is fixing the rust and things like that. I'm excited for the next parts of the project, and you know, I want to get moving forward. So if there is anybody that could give me some helping hand tips, for example, that would be amazing, because you know, I'm pulling my hair out doing this because I don't understand electronics. I'm starting to get a better understanding than I did when I first started. I had no idea. I have a multimeter now and I can use it to some extent, and I'm learning as I go along. But there are some things, even though this is quite a simple vehicle when you look at it compared to a modern day vehicle, it's still complicated when you don't know what you're doing. But as always guys, thank you so much for watching. I've had so many new subscribers, so many new comments, it's unbelievable. I'm so happy about it, and I'm glad that you're enjoying the content. Hopefully I can make a lot more that you'll enjoy. and we'll be able to get into a shelter at some point, because it's raining yet again. I keep getting caught out in the rain and it's really infuriating. So I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. See you later.